Now, let's talk a little bit about your Elite Eight, Mr. President. First of all, in the Elite Eight, at the top of the Midwest bracket, you've got the Houston Cougars. And first of all, sir, are you aware of the fact that the Houston Cougars are indeed a 13 seed?
I like Houston. Here's why I like Houston. Houston's got a nice, high-powered offense. They're very decisive. And if you know anything about how I like to run things, I'm the decider. I like being decisive, and I like how those boys down in Houston are running their game.
In the second part of that bracket, you have Ohio State University, the Buckeyes.
I'll admit this one's a political pick. Now, Ohio is a very important swing state here to the Republican Party, and I'm picking the fine folks there down in Ohio. Ohio State, go Buckeyes. I'm picking that, hoping maybe they'll throw the Republican Party a bone here coming the midterm elections. So.
Now, transitioning, of course, to the lower half in the West, you've got the UTEP Miners going to the Elite Eight. That's University of Texas, El Paso. Again, a 12 seed, Mr. President.
No, that was a tough pick for me. No, I love those boys down there in El Paso. I like it. It's a great city. But there's they were going up against Syracuse. I had Syracuse there in the Sweet 16. Now it's the Orangemen. They're orange. I like orange. I like the color. But I had to go with my boys down there in El Paso. I like what they're doing.
And of course, everyone's pick to win the lower half of that bracket, North Texas, who happens to be a 15 seed.
It's the mean green, the screaming mean green Eagles. Now, I like the name. I like North Texas. I like Texas.
So we've got Houston, Ohio State, UTEP, and North Texas. Now let's transition, sir, for a moment, if we will, to the East bracket. And, of course, I would imagine for you, this is a no little brainer for you. You have the University of Texas.
Now, I would say that's probably my only homer pick of this entire bracket. I like Texas.
You like Texas.
Hook 'em horns.
Now, of course, to play Texas in the Elite Eight game, you've got Texas's neighbor, New Mexico.
Correct. Now, I like New Mexico. The Lobos down there. The Lobos. I'm just not really quite sure what a Lobo is, but I like it. I like it.
And transitioning now to the South bracket, of course, the top of it you would have Texas A&M.
Yeah, no, the Aggies down there. Maybe a little bit more of a homer pick again, but I think they're doing a great job down there.
And, of course, the bottom of that bracket would be the Baylor Bears.
Oh, absolutely. I'm loving Baylor. I like the Bears there. Bears.
Okay. Now we're going to your Final Four, Mr. President, and in your Final Four, you've got the Houston Cougars. I mean, it's not every day that you see a man who was once the most powerful man in the country picking a 13 seed going to the Final Four, but then you've never been by the book kind of guy, have you, sir?
I'm like I said, I'm the decider. I'm deciding that Houston is going to the Final Four.
And, of course, Houston will play in the Final Four, that powerhouse known as North Texas.
It's really a win-win for the state of Texas. It really is.
All right, and over on the other side of the bracket, your homer pick, the Texas Hook 'em Horns.
I mean, and it's I'm liking them. It's a homer pick, but I like the horns, Hook 'em Horns.
And the bottom of the bracket, of course, would be Texas A&M, and I'm going to ask you a trick question, Mr. President. Any idea what the A&M stands for in Texas A&M?
It's something in math. And I don't know.
Now we're talking about.
I'll get back to you on that one. I got advisors for that.
Now we're talking about, of course, the final game and the final matchup in Indianapolis, top of the bracket. You going with that 13 seed Houston because you're a decider.
I'm deciding.
And on the other side of the bracket, the homer pick, University of Texas.
And it's a great national title game. I'll tell you what. It's a lot like the Final Four. It's a win-win for Texas.
And of course, the champion of all is the Houston Cougars because you're a decider.
I'm deciding. I'm liking the way they do things, and I'm deciding because I'm the decider.
So, Mr. President, you have Houston, North Texas, Texas, and Texas A&M. Any kind of pattern here that you see?
I mean, I have to admit, Texas picking, Texas hook 'em horns. That's my homer pick. But beyond that, I'm fairly impartial when it comes to picking my bracket teams.
Mr. President, I have to tell you that it's absolutely been an honor. I hope you go back and have fun in doing whatever you do.
And just real quick before you go, I'm just letting you know, Pat, I'm loving what you guys are doing here with Rapid Draft. It's real easy. I'm liking it. It's simple. Normally I'm picking my bracket. There's a lot of words, a lot of numbers. It's kind of confusing sometimes. I got advisors for that sort of stuff, but you got the Rapid Draft. It's great. It's easy. I got avatars. It's real simple to follow. I'm loving it. I'm loving what you guys are doing here.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was former President George W. Bush